United Nations is looking back. As we approach the end of the year, the United Nations is looking back on the number of missing persons around the world, the women, men, girls, and boys who were trafficked for exploitation. UN Up and Close this week, as always, are Osuyeon.
Women and children represent the majority of human trafficking victims across the world, according to the biennial report by the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime. Based on a study of some 17,000 victims detected in 85 countries in 2014, 51% of the victims were women and 28% were children, most of them girls.
They could be anybody. They could be women, they could be children, they could be men and girls and boys.
The report says that the majority of the female victims were trafficked for marriage or sexual exploitation, while the rest were mostly forced into labour. Men and boys were typically abducted for forced labour as soldiers or slaves. Some of them were subject to sexual exploitation and organ removal. Between 2012 and 2014, more than 500 flows of trafficking, either within or between countries or across continents, were detected across the world. The report notes that a worrying development is the movement of refugees and migrants, the largest seen since the Second World War. Migrants from countries with high levels of organised crime or conflict-ridden areas are said to be more vulnerable to trafficking, violence, abuse and other forms of exploitation.
Traffickers, they target those who are fleeing the wars, refugees, and we, for example, saw an increase in the numbers of Syrian victims during the recent years.
Currently, 158 countries, or 88%, have criminalised human trafficking, a huge improvement from just 18% in 2003. But only a few countries are reporting and responding to the offences, according to the UN Crime Agency. The report stresses the need to devote more resources to identifying and helping victims, as well as improving systems to bring human trafficking offenders to justice. Osuyeon, Arirang News.
How did you end up meeting? Do you call him Shy Boy, or do you?
I call him Shy.
You call him Shy.
Yeah, that's what everybody really calls him. Like they know him by Shy.
Mm-hmm. So how did you guys first start talking?
I came across his tattooing page on Instagram. I saw he had a lot of followers, and I liked his tattoos, so I would like his pictures, and then he started liking mine, and he would comment on my pictures, and we exchanged numbers, and then we started exchanging pictures and talking more and stuff like that. So, and that was when I was 15 or 14. We started talking and texting, and then once I was 16, I had left from, I think I was home at the time, and I left from home and I went with a boyfriend, and me and my boyfriend got in an argument, and Shy kept telling me to go with him and that I had a good chance of getting money, and he was going to go to Vegas for his birthday, and he just wanted me to go and have fun with them. And then I paid for a taxi from Modesto to San Jose. It was $200, and I paid for it to go meet up with Shy. And then from then, Shy said we were going to Las Vegas, and next thing you know, we're at his tattoo shop, and he tells me he wants to try it out or whatever, and we ended up having sex. And from there, we went to Motel 6, and I didn't know exactly what was going to happen or go on, but he ended up posting an ad for me and taking pictures of me and all that. So from there, he had me meeting with guys, and I didn't really know what to do, but I was with Araceli at the time and Jocelyn, and me and Araceli were the ones who were working and stuff. And then when I wanted to leave, Shy told me I couldn't leave.
So if we back up for a second, you were saying that you guys were texting or sending messages over Instagram and pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
What were they flirty pictures and text messages?
They were
sexting?
Yeah, more like sexting. And then he would be oh God, I love you so much, and Yeah.
What was it about him that like made you like him?
I don't know. He was just like a bad boy, I guess. Like, he was a bad boy with tattoos and money, and he seemed like he had it all, like the cars, the money, everything. He had a bunch of Jordans. So I was like, hey, like, this guy looks like he's really about it, and he has his stuff together. I want to, like, be with him, but was like, I want to be with him. But once I saw how he was, it was like, okay, I realize now that it's never going to be like that, so I'm just friends with him or whatever.
So so when did it change, like from like you, like from him and you being together to like him being like, all right, let's see if you'll do it with other guys?
I met him because he would have sex with other girls, like, in front of me and stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, like, it's not like how I thought, but I don't know. And then that's when he had his friends go to the hotel room and, like, have them, like, basically do whatever they wanted with me. And when I told him about it, he didn't care. Like, I told him how I was fighting back and stuff, and he didn't care. He just laughed. So it was like, okay, now I know this guy doesn't care about me either, like, in any way.
So where did this go from there?
It went to me, like, trying to leave every day. I would call people. I would walk around the hotel calling people, telling them to pick me up. And Shai told me that if I had anybody try to pick me up, that he would kill them before they took off with me. Yeah, so I was, like, really scared, and I told them, never mind, don't come, like my friends, too, and I didn't want nothing bad happening to them, so I told them not to go. And then I asked him, like, hey, I have family in the area, can I go see them? And he's like, yeah, but I'm gonna pick you up, and I'm gonna drop you off and do all that. And I was like, that's fine. And then I went with one of my cousins, and I just left for my cousin, too, and I never went back for a while, and then I ended up going back because we ended up contacting each other again.
So what did it end up being like when you were, I guess, working? What was like a normal day?
A normal day was basically, like, at first, like, I didn't do drugs or anything at first. Like, Araceli was the one who, like, would be there, and one day she came out, and she went outside to get something from Shai, and then she came back, and she had, like, a little bag of white stuff. I didn't even know what it was. Like, I didn't know anything about it, and she started, like, breaking it up and stuff, and I was getting scared because I didn't know what it was. And she would do her drugs, and she was like, it helps me stay up, and I was just there, like, clueless, like, I didn't understand really. And then like, the first time I worked for him, it wasn't really like how it is now. It was just because he didn't even know what he was doing. We were his first girls that he had working for him. So we were there, and the first time I worked for him, I only had probably, like, about, like, 5 to, like, 8 guys a day. And as soon as the guys came and left, like, as soon as they walked out the door, he came to collect the money. He wouldn't let me hold on to it or nothing, and he told me I was going to get money out of it. I never got any money or nothing out of it. And so, yeah, but when I started working for him again, it was up to, like, more than 20 guys a day, because he would tell us, you guys have to make $1,000, and then you guys could go to sleep. So that's when I started using drugs, and I started doing stuff to stay up also.
So how would you make $1,000?
Basically seeing guys, a whole bunch of different guys doing what they wanted. Like, selling myself, basically.
So you had said that he beat you?
Yeah, he would hit us girls a lot. Like, for any little thing, if he didn't like the way we talked to him, he would hit us. He would take away our phones, threaten to hurt our families and everything. Like, he would tell us, like, a lot of threats. He would be like, I'm going to have a whole bunch of guys come and they could pay only $20 and they'll do whatever they want me to. And he would tell us, you could cry as loud as you want. I'm going to take out the phone from the room so you can't call nobody. And I'm not going to help you. The last time I saw him was on February 7th.
That was so recently.
That's when I was working for him.
And you feel like, what would you say to him now? I mean, knowing that he's in jail?
I don't know. Like, it's just crazy because they always tell me, oh, he's in jail. We need help for his bail. We need help for this. We need help for that for him. Then they would always lie about it. So when his baby's mom contacted me this time saying that he was in jail, I didn't believe it. But I woke up, I look at TV, and next thing you know, it's saying Ariel Gazar, Narasoli Mendoza, and I'm just like, wait, what? Like, and I started crying. I'm not gonna lie, like, I was crying, not because, like, oh my God, I'm so sad he's locked up, but because I'm relieved. I feel like, okay, he's locked up, I could go back to living my life. I don't have to worry about him keep contacting me, threatening me, telling me he's gonna post stuff about me if I don't work. Like, I feel relieved. I feel free. And the other girls feel like that too that worked for him because they called me and they cried too. Like, we were crying on the phone together because we were so relieved. And it's just, he messed up our lives really bad. And some people may say that because we decided to go with him that we messed up our own lives. But honestly, it's that he, like, if he would have never did and have us do what we do, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be so scared. We wouldn't be like, played a lot of mind games with us. So it's like our thinking and stuff, like, we're kind of like, we don't trust nobody no more because of it. Like, we're scared to say anything. We're scared to do something because we're always scared that he's going to be there to do something to us for what we say or do, because he gets mad at me just for telling him how I feel. When I tell him how I feel, that's when he decides to hit me because he says that I'm talking smack about him. But it's not talking smack, it's just saying how I feel and the truth.
Bianca, why did you agree to do this interview?
Because, like, I don't know, like, I feel like there's a lot of girls out there probably going through the same thing. And they're probably with a pimp or a boyfriend or something that's telling them, oh, baby, if you love me, you would work for me and we could make all this money and then we could be together and we could be happy, we'll be set. But none of that's true, because if a guy loved you, he wouldn't have you having sex with other guys for money. He would be the one that wants to be your only one. Like, he's not going to be like, go do this for me. He's not going to put you in danger like that. I made it seem like he loved all of us. He would call me his little sister. What kind of guy has his little sister working on the street having sex with guys? Shai told us to walk the street before he told us to have sex with whoever. He told us to do whatever we need to do. Like, when we wanted to go see him or, like, spend time with him, he would be like, oh, well, you better, like, do something with a guy to get right over here because I'm not going to waste my gas to go see you. Like, he would tell us like that. And us being stupid, we would do what we had to do just to go be with him. And he would always make it seem like my family hated me. He would tell me bad things about my family, acting like he talked to them, telling me that they said they didn't care about me. And none of it was true, but I lost my family because of that. And I always believed him over anybody. Stuff, he would get me to break up with my boyfriends. He would get me to leave all the people that wanted to see me to do good, because I thought, oh no, they're just trying to mess up my life right now. I'm just worried about getting my money. Getting what money, though, when I didn't even get $1 out of it. I probably made over $20,000 the whole time I was working for him, and I never got $1 out of it. I never got shoes, I never got clothes, nothing. And I always needed clothes when I was with him. I would always tell him, I don't have clothes, I've been wearing like the same thing, I need new clothes. And he wouldn't care. He would just care about himself. And he would make it seem like he cared about his daughter. He would hit us while he was holding his daughter. He would do drugs around his daughter. His daughter was in the hotel bathrooms waiting with us while somebody else had a date, like a guy in the room. So it's like, how do you care about your daughter when you're having her go from hotel room to hotel room at only 4 or 5 months? like, it's a baby. She shouldn't even be in a hotel room like that. She shouldn't be around any of this. She should be home. Like, she should be watching, like, cartoons and stuff on TV, trying to learn to speak and walk. She can't do none of that in a hotel room. Like, that's no way to live.
How many of you girls would be in a hotel room?
Sometimes it was 10 of us in one room, and sometimes we would get at least 2 or 3 rooms just for all of us to be able to work, because he just wanted money. So he said, oh, for you to get more rooms, because you guys are getting so many guys, then we'll do that. He's like, because we don't want to miss out on no money.
So he would take pictures and videos of all of the girls, whether they were underage or not, post them on his Instagram, his Twitter, his Facebook, his Snapchat, and then that's how people would be like, hey, I want to book a this girl.
Not really.
I don't understand.
There's a website. It's like Craigslist, and it has a section for escorts. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a section for escorts, and that's where the girls would post their ads and stuff. And yeah, and we would get like a texting app number, and they would call us, and we would talk to them and give them the address, and we wouldn't like discuss nothing except for like the time basically that they wanted to spend with us. But really, it was just all sex.
Are you scared you're gonna go back to doing it again?
Honestly, not really. But at the same time, it is a temptation because it's fast money. It's a lot of money. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to go back at all. Like, to go through all this already for the past few years, like, with my life. And it's just, I don't want to do none of it anymore. Like, I just want to do good. Like, it sucks when you're in a hotel room and you're seeing your friends post on Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever about how they're graduating from high school, they're going to prom, they're doing all this stuff, and you couldn't do it because you were in hotel rooms, you were working, and it just sucks because I missed out on a lot. But honestly, I could do better now, and I could be part of my friends' lives now. My brothers and sisters, they're starting to talk to me again because they're seeing that I want to make a change. And it just feels good to have my family back because, honestly, before, I had nobody to talk to. I would be locked in a hotel room. I would cry about how I was sad and wanted to leave, but I couldn't tell my family because they see it as, okay, you chose him over us, so there's nothing we can do. It was embarrassing because my brother found my ad online one time, my older brother, and he told me, too, like, what are you doing with your life? And he told me, if you want to be on the streets like that, then do it. He's like, I try to help you so much, and I could only do so much for you. And to me, I was like, oh, I don't care. I have Shy. He's my big brother. Like, I'm Shy's little sister. I don't care about you. But honestly, I should have listened to them earlier. But I never did.
How many siblings do you have?
There's 6 of us, and I'm the second youngest.
You have a lot of big siblings.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are all talking again.
Yeah.
How much would what cost? I don't know how that works.
Like, it just like really depends on like the pimp basically, because he's the one that sets the prices for you. And on the days where like we were making good money, Shy would be okay with us having our prices high, which was like $200, $300 for an hour or whatever. But when there was no money coming in, he would tell us, okay, you guys are going to start doing like $70 for an hour. You guys are going to start doing $50 for this much time. And it kind of like made you feel like crap because it's like, why am I going to go? My price is so low for so much time. That's like basically giving myself away for free. So,
were you ever scared when you were with these were they just random guys?
Yeah, because they were random guys, and we never knew if it was going to be, like, a cop and us get in trouble for, like, prostitution or something. And there's times where the guys have tried to rob us. They would stalk us. There's times where the guys would threaten us. There's times where guys would try to kidnap us and everything. And it's just really scary because you never know who's the next guy who's going to walk in through that door. You don't know what they're capable of. You don't know what they have on them or anything. So it is scary because a lot of the guys, they would get mad at us too. So it's like you never really knew. It was always risky. It was always a risk you were going to take answering the door. So,
Bianca, how many times have you had a gun pointed at you?
while working, I had a few times, but mostly it was by Shy when he wanted to like threaten us and stuff. So,
You don't know how many times?
it was a lot. But Shy always had this gun, and he would always have it loaded. And he would point it at all of us, like trying to play around. But he would be scared because his finger would be by the trigger and it's loaded. So it's like, I don't know. Like,
did you ever think you were going to die?
Yeah. Like, I started thinking that this past time I was working for him because he beat me quite a few times. He recorded me crying on the floor while he beat me. He had me go in the car naked with a blanket wrapped around me, threatening to sell me on my birthday. So it's like, I spent my 18th birthday locked in the hotel room. They made me think that we were going to go to Disneyland. We were going to go do all this fun stuff. And he got mad at me because I asked him, what are we going to do for my birthday? And that's why he beat me and stuff, because I told him I didn't trust him because he never kept his word on deals that we made. Like, that he would come up with and we would agree. So I told him I didn't trust him because of that. And he got mad at me and he decided to beat me that day because I brought that up. Kind of destroyed me. Like, I became a whole different person. And I don't know, like, my family stopped talking to me. Shy, I chose him over my family, chose him over my friends. I lost a lot of my family because of him, a lot of my relationships that I had. Like, I lost everything. All I was worried about was making Shy happy. And I don't know why. Like, it's just like, I felt like I needed to make him happy.
And you said that there was other girls too.
Yeah.
How many were there?
Some days there's 15 of us. Some days there's only 1 or 2 of us. But for the most part, there was a lot of us. And a lot of us were underage. So I was 16 when I started working for him. And 18 on February 3rd. So I've been working for him for a while. And once I was 18, he was like, okay, now, he told me, now you could go to the clubs. He's like, now you could work there. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, he's going to have me do a lot of stuff I don't want to do now. So, I don't know. And it was like hard because when they would have me away from him, I would have nightmares of him making me like do stuff I didn't want to do that I would get in trouble for. So it kind of like, I feel like it was a sign to let me know, like, if I keep messing with him, it's just going to go further and further.
So why did you end up leaving him this last time?
This last time I ended up leaving him because he told me and another girl to leave because that he was going to kill us. So it's like, it was either us stay there and get shot by him and killed, or we left like he said and we would escape. He didn't think we were going to make it like far, like from where we were. But I know, like, not to just sit there and wait for him to come get me. Like, as soon as he told me to leave, like, the girl I was with, she was confused. She didn't know what to do. I told her, we're going to go to the gas station. I'm going to ask somebody to use their phone, and we're going to get out of here. We're going to go to my mom's or something because she lives close by, and then from there, you could find your way home, but you're welcome to stay at my house as long as you want. And she was like, she was scared. She was crying. She kept crying, and she was really scared, and I was scared too, but I wasn't going to sit there and cry at a gas station and wait for somebody to ask me if I needed help. So I seek the help myself, and I started asking people. I only asked 2 people to use their phones. I asked one person, and I asked the gas station lady, and she was like, no, sorry, and I was like, okay, it's fine. And I saw a guy walking up, and I was like, hey, but he spoke Spanish, so I was like, hey, can I use your phone? And he's like, I'm sorry, but I'm scared to let you use my phone. I was like, oh, it's okay, I understand. So I just walked away, and I went back with my friend, and when he came out, he told me, you could use my phone. He said, but you don't have nobody with you, right? I said, I have a girl with me, and I told him what was going on. I said, we're running from a guy right now, and I really need to go home. I'm scared, and this and that. Like, I just told him everything, and then he said, he was like, okay, well, I'm trusting you, but I hope you're not setting me up. I said, I'm not setting you up. I'm not like that. Like, I don't do that to people. So then, I used his phone to call my mom, and I was talking to my mom, and then he's like, if you let me talk to your mom, He's like, I'll give you a ride to your house. I just want to make sure it's your mom. I don't want to get set up. And I was like, okay. I was like, thank you so much.
Okay, so sitting here at the Target on Michigan Avenue and Beck Road, and I think it's important to do a little live video on it, bring a bit of awareness, because my wife was here shopping the other day with our youngest daughter, and all of a sudden, this human trafficking thing that is becoming very common for women and children shopping at any kind of grocery stores, department stores, anything of that matter, is a situation that happened to my wife and could have become a very severe situation for our family. So she was at this Target sitting. I'm actually parked right now on the spot because my wife feels like it's important to pass by here every couple of nights and look for these vehicles that basically almost took her and my daughter away. And if you guys are listening to this and watching this, first off, hello. Secondly, this is a real thing going on in Michigan. We are the #2 state for human trafficking, and it is happening all over. I don't care where you live, how safe you feel. I don't care about any of that. You better hear me when I tell you. One of my coaches is a detective. He could tell you stories that would keep you up at night if you have a wife or children. I'm telling you, you better take it in. Watch when your family goes out at night. Keep an eye on your children. Keep an eye on your wife, okay? Keep, if she's able to carry a gun, great. Mace, a knife, something. I would not recommend shopping at these places at night. These vehicles are parked suspiciously in different parking lots all over. These stories are popping up left and right. And I'm telling you, it's the real deal going on out here. Every vehicle parked out here, there's 2 of them parked in the back of this lot right now where people are just sitting suspiciously, and I'm in the back of the Target parking lot. Going in the back of the parking lot for a half hour now. Who are you looking for? Sitting out there in the dark. It's weird. It's gut-wrenching. I could have lost my wife and my child to this situation. 2 women come out of the Target that night, thank God. They had the awareness to realize that something wasn't right, and they got in their car by my wife and sat there and watched the situation because they knew something wasn't right. And I'm telling you, these stories are popping up so frequently, and they are if you're taking this in and you're watching this and you're able to share my video, share it, and understand that we all need to be talking about this. There's so much going on in this country right now, and everybody wants to fight with everybody. Here's something we can all stand behind. None of us, not one person watching this video or on this planet should be and will ever be okay with anybody getting taken. Okay? I think we can all agree on that one, right? So here's something we all can stand behind and we all can fight against. Be vigilant. Keep your eyes peeled. Look around for people. Keep your eye on, if you're in a shopping place, especially if you're a male, keep an eye out for a woman who may be shopping with her young children, heading out to the parking lot. Keep your eyes peeled when you're leaving because you just never know. You never know if that person could use an extra pair of eyes in their situation because this stuff is happening so much, and the price tags that they're putting on kids' heads and even adult women. And I'm telling you, it's in so many cities, and because we have access to the Canada Bridge, it's scary. If you haven't looked it up or you don't know how prevalent it is, do a little bit of reading, okay? And keep your eyes out and keep your kids safe. And I don't know, that I'm here in this Target parking lot right now because my wife can hardly sleep thinking about this situation, and she feels like we need to look out for other people. So that's what we're doing, and they went inside the Target here, and I'm basically out here watching. It's almost like a situation where we almost feel like maybe we can bait some idiot to maybe make a wrong move here, and I can get out of the car and beat them senseless. I don't know. This is just craziness. But I'm telling you, you know, this is something that needs to be talked about a lot more. And I feel like it's not. Boy, the media loves to cover all the hatred in the world right now, but they don't want to. They don't want to talk a whole lot about kids and people getting taken and how much this stuff is happening and the price tags that are on people's heads and the stuff that you post on Facebook. That they take your pictures, they take your info, they create these internet-based profiles of your kids, of where to find your people. It's incredible. I'm telling you, I heard it out of this detective's mouth. So whatever, for you naysayers that are sitting out there like, oh, it'll never happen to us, it almost happened to my wife. And it could be happening. Somebody could be watching your kids and your wife right now while they're shopping. Okay? They could be floating around the Target store like they do here with nothing in their hands. And don't think this is specific to any one race either. These are Cadillacs. These are gorgeous vehicles pulling up with people of all races pulling this off. Okay? Not just white, not just black, not just Arabic, not just Asian or Indian. Everybody. And they are taking people and they are willing to risk anything to do so. They're fearless. If I wish they would have the live security video of the situation that happened to my wife, and you could see how fearless these 3 cars were that surrounded her and how serious this situation is. She wanted to make a video about this, and I think she's nervous, so I'm making the video for her. I hope some people are paying attention, and I hope some people care to talk about stuff like this and what we can do to shut it down. So help me. If I ever see your wife or your kids in trouble, I know I'll take action. I'll whoop somebody down. And I hope that some of you would do the same. Okay? Got to start looking out for people. We got to start caring more. You know? We're so busy wanting to fight over the dumbest crap in this world anymore. We need to care about the real threats going on. And this is real. Taking children and taking women is real. Scary. Everybody enjoy their Friday night. And if this video helped you at all, I hope you pass on the info. And I hope that you're careful and really keep your eyes peeled while you're out shopping and doing your thing. Good luck to everybody, and Godspeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you heard and what you saw was so true. Was so true. The woman told her story of she was only 16. She couldn't enjoy her life finishing growing up, or even graduating with her friends, or going out for that shake or that hamburger. Excuse me. While she was locked in that hotel room, literally locked in at that hotel room. 40, 50 guys taking advantage of her. That's sick. That's wrong. Sex trafficking is a serious, Sex trafficking is a serious situation in this world. It happens in America. It happens in Libya. It happens in Japan, China. 71% of children and women snapped up. There's automatically a woman maybe coming out of the store at night, and she may have a price tag over her head that she didn't even know about. Or she come out of the store with her child, her daughter, or her son, because it happens to little boys too. And there may be a price tag over their heads, a very expensive price tag. They get nabbed up, and then they're sold. Going cool. It's going cool. Good, cool gamer. How you doing? It's good to see you. But sex trafficking is a serious situation. Is White Tupac still in here? It's a serious situation in the world that, you know, it's just women go through this every day. Well, catch the replay, cool gamer. I hope you can catch the replay. Women go through this every day, being sold around. That's cool. Always be on guard. You heard what that guy said in that video. Always be on guard. Don't be afraid. Carry a gun. Carry a knife. You have a wonderful day at school. We will. Carry mace. Protect yourself some way, somehow. These people, Michigan is a top 10 of sex trafficking. The top 10, ladies and gentlemen. That's horrible. You can't even go out at night to a supermarket, go buy you something at a Target or anything. You got to worry about getting ready to get snagged by some idiot. Bunch of people. I wanted to do this live stream because of one reason. I am a victim of sex trafficking. I was a victim of sex trafficking, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I wanted to do it. I was a victim of sex trafficking. And I wanted to come out and open up with this. And I wanted to get this out because it's a serious situation in this world. A serious situation. I was a victim at one time. And enough was enough. That's awesome, Jerry. That's what I told my wife. She wanted to go out earlier and go buy her a soda. She wanted to walk to the store in the dark. I said, you're not going nowhere. I said, I'm not being mean. You're not going out by yourself. She wanted me to watch the kids. I didn't mind watching the kids, but I told her, you're not going out by yourself. No. And she understood. She knew why, because she saw that video. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. But the reason why I wanted to cover this topic here, because I'm a victim of sex trafficking, like I said. I was sold. I was sold. I thought this guy was my friend. And he played like he was my friend. Yes, they are. He played like he was my friend. And then it didn't happen that way. He made $25 a night on me. $25 a night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not proud, and I'm not saying that I'm proud, but he made $25 per person that came in on me. And this happened in Charleston, West Virginia, ladies and gentlemen. And this guy works at a local courthouse. At the courthouse. That's awesome, bro. That really is. Yes, this guy was at a courthouse. He made $25 from each person that came in because he sold me. Okay. Sold me out for $25 per person. It's no joke. This is serious. It's just ridiculous how, it's just a serious situation. It's ridiculous how the women or the children get snagged up just like out of the blue. It is screwed up, bro. It is. Like I said, he works for a courthouse. But when I got my chance, to get away from it, I was gone. I took off and I left. I left. And one thing that I was told was that's right, Jerry. You never know. Thank you, brother. Yes, there is. One thing, when I went to the courthouse, I had to do some paperwork and stuff. And I was like, I was going to walk into this courthouse to do this stuff. And I was like, I was kind of afraid to go into the courthouse because he was there. He was working there. He's been there for several years and never been caught. And then when I went in there, I made myself go. I went in there. His words was, "What are you doing tonight?" When he saw me. And I said, "I'm not doing what you want me to do." And that was my words. And done my job. He goes, "I want you to stop by because you're going to work tonight." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And I left. And I never see no high hair of him no more at all. But like I said, this is a serious situation in this world. A while back, it's been a good while, me and my wife watched a movie of these children, actually, all these children getting snagged up and took into different countries, different states. And one of them had the nerve and to call up his mother, and then the man that had the boy got on the phone and done some very disgusting things to the boy while he was on the phone. And the cops had her in a vehicle, and they was trying to trace it back, but he hung up too quick. And it was a true story. It was a Lifetime movie. It was a true story. That's what I'm saying. But it's ridiculous that women and children have to go through this. And it really is. And like I said, the reason why I wanted to do this topic because I was a victim, guys. And I know what people go through when they go through sex trafficking. I should have turned them in. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. So, hey, Patch.
What's up, my brother? How are you?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
It's a good thing.
Yep, I wanted to cover on this topic. Like I said, for what I've been through.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Speak on it, brother. Preach on it.
So,
Jerry, they're known to be in all sorts of cities, man. It ain't just one city. It's in a few. I knew cops that were on the take when I was living in Brooklyn. They'd shake down the local drug dealers and hookers, get freebies from the hookers, and take their nightly catch. So it's not like it's just like one city or, it's a small demographic, but it still goes on. What's up, mommy?
yeah, it's just. Go ahead.
My wife said to me today, brother, she said, I knew you were Superman before, but after seeing you take those shots, I know you're Superman.
Right.
They didn't give me anything for pain.
Oh, wow.
Cleaned my neck and pop, pop, pop on both sides all the way down.
That's crazy.
I swear this shit hurts worse than it did when I had my back done.
Right.
Even after having 5 back surgeries.
It's crazy.
Well,
I've never had back.
He akined it to tenderizing meat. That's what he told my wife. It's like, yeah, it's like when you tenderize meat.
Yeah, I've never had back surgery before. Never had neck surgery either.
Well, you can see from where all the chair shots and shit I took, how it screwed up my neck. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of time, and it's going to get worse as I get older.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, brother, LA was known for cops on the take and cops ripping off drug dealers. All through the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. LA was the biggest joke when it came to the police force. Hell, even before that, they were the biggest joke known in the country for police forces because they were all on the take. They were all corrupt. And those are facts. It's not even something I'm talking out my ass on. Those are facts. I don't ever talk unless I actually know facts. And that shit happen all the time. The sexual predatory stuff, I'm not 100% sure. I've never had to deal with that. But I know cops who are friends of mine that would rip off dealers.
Good evening.
What's up, Twin Flame? Well, you guys do me a favor for Brother Jesse. Make sure you hit that like button on this particular stream. If you don't hit a like button on any other stream for the rest of the friggin' year, make sure you hit a like button on this one, fam.
Jerry, I want to say thank you for your service for being a police officer. But there is a lot of crooked cops out here in this world, for sure. There was actually several stories of I actually there's some stories that I did read online about a cop getting fired, you know, because he arrested this girl and he forced himself onto her and had sex with her. So, and he told her that all charges were going to be dropped and he was going to let her go, but he still had sex with her and still took her to jail.
Pascagoula, Mississippi, 1990-91. There was a squad, a whole friggin' shift of cops that would go out when they were trying to make their quotas for tickets. If they caught a cutie, you know, speeding or took a changed lanes without using the signal, they'd pull her over and she'd have to give them a blowjob to get out of the ticket. And how they found out was they went 7-8 months without making much headway and as far as tickets go for their particular shift. So they sent some IAD people in undercover as newbies to check out what was going on, do ride-alongs with the other guys. I live in Cali. It's far from the best. I live right outside LA. And back before the 60, 65, they were the biggest joke. And that's in the paper. They might be now. They weren't back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And that's been documented, well documented. I mean, I know a lot of good cops. I got relatives that are cops who aren't dirty. I have relatives who are cops who got forced out because they went against dirty cops. There was more of them than there were the good ones. And that's in New York. The LAPD used to be the biggest joke in the country next to Baltimore.
But like I said, the stories that I played tonight are true stories that happened to them. I mean, you would have, honestly, Jerry.
No, I didn't mean to insult you if I did, Jerry. I'm just stating truth, man. I'm just stating fact. I don't talk on opinion. When I'm talking about my opinion, you'll know it's my opinion. When I'm stating fact, I always state that it's a fact. That I as far as I'm aware, that's a fact. So if I offend you, my apologies. But I also speak the brutal truth. Check out my page. Check out my channel. You'll see I speak the brutal truth. The problem with sexual predation now is everything is becoming a sexual predatory thing. Even down to people are claiming sexual assault for just talking to somebody. Back in the old days, assault was assault. You had to lay hands on somebody, cause some sort of physical issue. You lay hands on somebody, grab somebody's ass, that could be considered assault. Now it's just all you gotta do is talk to somebody and they're telling you you're a sexual predator and a sexual deviant and a sexual assaulter.
Yeah, you can't do that nowadays at all.
What up, brother Hondo? How are you, man?
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, Hondo, I've been hanging out with your boy Joker lately. Must have hooked me up with doing an interview with Biohazard. Yeah, and thank you for your service as a cop, Jerry. It takes a certain person to be a police officer or join the military.
Very grateful.
I did the other one. I joined the military. You want to hear something funny, Jesse? The other day, I told you I had to move the couches. I had to move couches. We got a couple of couches from, Camarillo. And the couches are fucking huge. So me and this other dude are moving him down the stairs. And the guy looks at me and he goes, we're talking. And he says, you remind me of Snake Plissken. And I was like, fucking Hondo. Because Hondo said I reminded him of Snake Plissken the other night when we was hanging out with AJ. And I was like, this guy told me the same thing like 12 hours later. I'm like, he must watch us. It's becoming my new name, Snake Plissken.
I'm fine. Yeah. And that's right, Jolie. I mean, you just never know when somebody's going to try to snag you when you're out and about. Like that guy, he was saying that his wife and his girl was at Target. What happened when these cars surrounded her vehicle? And that's not, it's a serious situation in this world. And it's serious. And, you never know when it's going to happen. When you go out, this is what I've been doing lately. Look around, don't be afraid to look around. Look around you. Check your territory. If you see something awkward, off, people just sitting in the car, sitting there looking at the store, and they come back out, they're still sitting there looking, sitting there and not out of the vehicle, something's wrong. So it is a serious topic for sure. And it's a serious situation. It says 71% of children and women that vanish into sex trafficking. And you just never know what's going to happen. Gradsboro. So you just never know. I don't want to see it happen to anybody. I wish Chad was in here. The white Tupac. I wish he was in here because I saw his comments. Evening, lady. Excuse me, evening, lady. Just not cool that they want there after, Like I told my wife, it's not just young people or only different races either. It could be an old lady, it could be the main ring of it.
Hey, Jerry, they've done a lot of them. They've done a lot of exposés and specials on them, especially with people like ID and Dateline and CNN before they became the fake news network. They all did a lot of these things. And you'll find that a lot, not all, but a lot are Russians and Southeast Asia that are in the business of running sex trafficking because it's so easy there for them to do it because people disappear all the time and there's no way of finding out anything. So they do it here now.
White Tupac left a message because he was at work. He goes, I went through that. They stole my kids' pictures from Facebook to YouTube. Tupac said that. White Tupac.
I believe it. That's it. It all goes into another thing. It goes into identity crime. I mean, not only do they steal, sex traffickers, but they're also stealing identities. Mm-hmm. There was a story not too long ago of a chick who was kidnapped, and she was forced to write letters home to mommy and daddy, saying she was okay, but on the road, so she didn't really have a place for them to write back to her, saying she was traveling across country. They had her for like 2 years.
Wow.
There's another one where they had her for like 12 years. She was sleeping in a box under their bed.
That's crazy.
They kidnapped her. He signed her into slavery. Told her that he was part of some big organization, that if she didn't do what she was supposed to do, they would come and pick her up and she would end up being missing forever. Had her screwed to the gills, thinking that she was, this kind of screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, Jerry, just like with everything else, the news only has a 10-day fresh period before it becomes like old fish, and nobody wants to cover it because it doesn't make any more headlines. Without having constant streams of people being taken, you can only repeat the same story X amount of times before people just say, fuck it, forget it already. I'm done.
Yeah, because some people get tired of it and stuff.
Well, the local papers don't want to, the news don't want to do it because it's not going to make them any more money. Once they run something for 2 or 3 days, a week at the most, they stop running it because they're not making any more money.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'd rather talk about Donald Trump's tweets about Kim Jong-un being a fat midget than they do about real shit. Yep. And Hondo, that's why we had the second adpocalypse. Adpocalypse 2.0, where people like Cadbury, Adidas, Nike, they all started pulling their advertising off of YouTube because YouTube's algorithm wasn't catching that shit. They're more worried about me saying the word fuck in one of my titles than they were about, pedo videos or pedo-like videos.
It's like if you go to a big fancy Chinese massage parlor, most of the men don't just go for a massage. They slip them extra money to get some extra stuff, and
they call that a happy ending.
Yeah. And that's why I say it happens in those massage parlors. We got one up in Huntington, West Virginia. So,
and it's not even just the sexual trafficking. They bring people over here to work for pennies on the dollar in a sweatshop. And it's even worse if you go to like the Arab Emirates, the UAE, and you're from Southeast Asia, or you're from Philippines, or you're from Malaysia. They're like practically slaves there. They get paid like $10 a week. And they get treated like they're garbage. I mean, people have died over there from their employees beating them to death.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Chuck, brother? How you living?
Doing Chuck.
A lot of things that tie into it.
Right.
It's just horrible.
It is horrible. It's crazy.
But it goes to the state of people when people can actually do that and think there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I was watching something on YouTube, the Black Lives Matter movement, and all these Black Power groups are talking about how, America's shit because they had slaves. Everybody had slaves. If you're really concerned about your people of your color being enslaved, go check out Southeast Asia. Go check out the United Arab Emirates.
Go down and get your medicine.
Middle East. They're showing people being hunted, captured, hung upside down by their feet until they're collared and sold into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
That's in 2017. That ain't in 1920. That's in 2017. It was just on YouTube. Facebook.
Right.
Sorry.
You're fine. When I went through the sex trafficking situation, when in Charleston, when it first happened to me, I'm like, what's everybody going to think about me when they find out what happened to me? Are they going to judge me? Are they going to hate me? And it was reading here. And Patch, I'm going to call you here in a second.
All right, brother. I'll be here.
All right. Catch y'all later.
Take it easy, y'all.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that. You got to fit the shearing in.
Huh? Oh, yeah. No, my bad. I'm so used to just hanging out. All right, brothers and sisters. This is the Man Who Refused to Die. Like I said, hit that like button for my brother Jesse. Come subscribe to his channel. And if you ain't checked out my channel, you don't know what the hell you missing. Because I guarantee you're going to be going, oh, my God, he said that? So make sure you come hit me up, subscribe to my channel, like my stuff, don't like my stuff. If you don't like it, leave me a comment why you don't like it. We'll have a conversation. I doubt it'll change my mind, but you never know. On that note, my brother Jesse, thank you for being a gracious host. This was a good topic. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen.
Take care, guys.
Take care, brothers.